Alright, today we are going straight into training because I have some explaining to do. Now, what kind of explaining do I have to do? It is the weird training that you always see me doing with my fingers here. So, I always hook my legs behind these stairs and then I put my fingers on the ground and it looks like I'm doing push ups, right? It looks like I'm doing finger training. I'll do my warm up set now. Right? This looks like I'm doing finger training, but in reality, I'm training my hamstrings. I'm training for an exercise called the Nordic curl. You can also call it the natural curl, I believe. It has quite a few names. But this exercise is one of the best exercises you can do for the hamstring. Although, like this movement, you hook your heels, like I said, behind the stairs, and then you lower your body, but your body is straight, right? You lower your body to the ground, and then you go back up. It's a very heavy movement. Even if you are able to do like one rep of this, it's very strong. So the reason I'm not able to do it unassisted at the moment is because I have a little injury in my tendons, and because the pressure is so high, if I don't assist myself, basically it hurts. So what I do instead is I start from the ground and I use my fingers as assistance, right? So second warm-up set. Right, you see? Now I'm using just my index finger as assistance. Basically, by using different combinations of your fingers, you can adjust the assistance on this exercise. And what I've been trying to do, since I got injured, is to use like a little assistance of only my pinkies and do the Nordic curl hold at the end. So only the bottom position, like where the lever is the biggest, that's where the load is the heaviest on your hamstrings. I'm trying to train this by using my fingers as an assistance and strengthening the position from there, because this saves my tendon, and that way I'm able to strengthen my body so that when I heal my injury, I can do it again. But this exercise has so many benefits. I'll get into that later as well. But just keep in mind, this is not finger training, right? It looks like my fingers are taking quite a beating, which is actually true. My fingers are tired after a day like this. But the point is not to train my fingers. The point is to use my fingers as assistance for my Nordic curls, to train my hamstrings, right? So, for example, yesterday I measured like the pressure I can put on one pinky, which is around 4 kilos. It's like surprisingly weak, right? I expected like way more. But that means like if I use two pinkies, I'll do another warm-up set here. That's difficult. I'm basically doing the Nordic curl with 8 kilos of assistance now, right? Because two pinkies, 4 kilos each, 8 kilos in total. And the reason I'm not going all the way up is because if I go all the way up and I release my fingers to go all the way up, then all the pressure is coming back on my tendon, which is not healthy. But anyway, today I'm going to do those Nordic curl holds again. The goal is to do some holds with only one pinky assistance, and I basically have no single clue, or not a single clue on how many seconds I can do that. But the goal is to do three sets, and then we'll see from there. Let's go. Okay, first set, one pinky assistance. It's the first time I'm doing this, or the second time, I guess. Yeah, but I have no clue how many seconds I'll be able to do this. 5 seconds would be nice, right? Because then I get like enough volume to do this for one training. But let's go. Ooh. 4 or 5 seconds? I have to check. Okie dokie, that's 4 sets done of holds. This is quite heavy, but I'm getting 4 to 6 seconds every set. So now it's just, the baseline has been set. Next time I do this, I'm gonna go for 1 second more. Even 1 second more is good. And then eventually, I'll be able to do holds 10, 12, 14, 15 seconds. And that's gonna give me a really good base to then finally do it unassisted. Because basically every time, for every exercise you do, what you do is you take something that you are able to do quite okayish, able to do for training volume, and then you try to improve upon it little by little, and eventually it will become easy for you, and then you can up the intensity a little bit and start over again. That's progressive overload, right? So anyway, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start using both of my pinkies as assistants. Try to do some controlled reps, although I don't expect to do many reps on my pinkies. So it will be low rep, but maybe I'll just do some supersets as well with my index fingers so that I'm getting to like 8 reps or something for a couple of sets. 3, maybe 4 sets I would ideally like to do, but we'll see how it goes. All right. Quick rest pause. And now some thrashing reps. Alright. That's very good. One more set. Controlled reps with the index finger. And then thrash reps. And then one last set of only thrash reps. As many reps as possible. Whew. Alright. Let's go back inside for some accessories. Back inside, ready to do some accessories. Training really doesn't have to be complicated. Go hard on your compound's main movements, finish it off with accessories, and you're done, That's all there's to it. You don't have to make things complex. How the fuck am I gonna get in this band? Alright, there we go. So I'm gonna do some banded leg curls here, hamstring curls. Nothing interesting, but it's very good to get the final blood into the muscle, to make it as pumped as it can be. So let's do this for a couple of sets. I think 2 sets each leg for high reps, and then we'll be finished. Okay, another successful training. So now let me talk to you about the benefits of the Nordic curl, because it's a very difficult exercise to train, right? It's hard, it's a bit painful, the setup is weird, and it's difficult to execute, right? It takes a long while to train before you can even execute one Nordic curl without any assistance. So why the hell would you train such a difficult exercise? Well, the Nordic curl has many benefits, and one of them is athleticism. So in athleticism, you have all these different things that the Nordic curl will bring you. One of them obviously being strength. So if you're a guy, just calisthenics guy, and you have never deadlifted, for example, doing the Nordic curl will give you such great hamstring strength that basically it covers, the lower half of your posterior chain when you're deadlifting. By just training the Nordic curl and the front lever, you're training your entire posterior chain in calisthenics, and it's going to give you a huge benefit. A huge deadlift, which is quite cool, right? And the Nordic curl, not only gives you those strength gains, but also when it comes to like athletes, like for example in the NFL, I think football, they use the Nordic curl to get their athletes basically like horsecock strong, right? The players in the NFL, when they're able to do hamstring curls, they jump better, they sprint better. Like there's so many benefits, and of course you're gonna grow a bigger hamstring as well, right? It's not only strength. Like inevitably, if you're eating enough and you're growing stronger, growing more athletic, you're gonna get a bigger muscle as well. So, doing this way, it's like a bit of an all-in-one. I would say it's like on the level of like the big three exercises when it comes to difficulty, but it's for your hamstring, right? And it's like one of those muscles that most people ignore. They just do a few hamstring curls in the gym or something. But if you like really bring your hamstrings, you want them to be on the next level, for like extra strength and stuff. Like this exercise, I don't think there's any other exercise that can beat it, Like even if you go to the gym, if you lift weights, there is so much value in doing this exercise because it just makes you into a fucking machine, right? Like your hamstrings are strong, your entire posterior chain is strong because you have to brace, you have to keep your lower back up, like your tendons. I mean, my tendon is injured, but if you can train, the Nordic curl progressively, slowly, your tendons will start to build up, right? The reason I got injured on my tendon is because I was building up too fast, too quickly. But if you can do it bit by bit, once you master this movement, your tendons are super, super strong and bulletproof. So that's like, you have all these little benefits, not little benefits, you have all these amazing benefits, like all like combined into one movement. And that's why I really like it. I mean, it's quite a niche exercise. Not many people do it, but if you have the chance to do it, definitely give it a go, Do those finger assisted versions. Do like a bent hip Nordic curl where you don't go all the way down with a straight body, but you bend at the hips and you try to aim for the ground with your chin, not too hard because you don't want to smash your chin, but you get what I'm saying, right? And then you get back up, and like if you train it like that, it will give you some amazing lower back and hamstring pumps. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, that's my explanation of, I'm not doing finger training here. That's like, I got the comments so many times. I just had to make a video, right? Of people thinking that I was training my fingers. But like I said, the fingers are just assistants to help me get my hamstrings stronger. So that's the point of this day. It's a leg day, right? So now I'm gonna take a shower, have some lunch, even though I don't want to because this morning I had 10 eggs and they're still in my stomach. But hey, that's bulking, right? So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Tomorrow we have another push day, which is gonna be fun as always. So I'll see you then.